Most men are weak and pathetic these days, and nobody wants to admit it. We've lost our drive, we've lost our power, and the worst thing is, we've lost ourselves. But why is that? I could list off a bunch of reasons, but I think it really just comes down to one thing. We've gotten comfortable. We've lost what it means to be stressed and scared in the way that it really matters. We've lost the pressure. When men felt pressure back in the day, we went to war, we hunted, we gathered. Now some of us are afraid to go to a convenience store. Now some of us are afraid to make a business call. Come on, guys. Sometimes some of my old friends will hit me up and they'll talk to me about their problems, and the whole time they're talking to me, I don't try to be this way, but in the back of my head, I'm like, dude, where'd your fucking balls go? This very same friend is scrolling through TikTok and Instagram Reels all day. Swipe, 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 these instant dopamine hits that are ruining this society. I truly believe in the quote, when nothing is demanded of you, you decay. When you start losing that ability to get up early in the morning, go for a run, take a cold plunge, and just sit in bed and be content, you decay. The anxiety situation in men these days is in a critical phase. We are at the point in time where we have gotten so fat, complacent, and lazy that we've lost what it means to be a man. Gosh, guys, we used to hunt, gather, we used to fight, we used to go to war. And now we're afraid to go to a grocery store. Now we sit on our asses and just swipe all day. Why are we like this though? What happened? If you don't know this, I'll read it directly from the source. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men create hard times. In other words, if you don't know what that means, we are in the good times phase, where everybody's complacent, but there is going to be a bad time coming, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get me wrong, it is coming, and Lord help us if we're not ready. You see, comfort rewires expectations, because as soon as something gets difficult in your life, you instantly give up, you pout, you moan, and you bitch your problems away. But that's not how a man is supposed to be. That's not how my grandfather raised me. My grandfather raised me to be a damn man. So for when I got my wife and kids, they know they can rely on me to handle any situation. My wife and my kids have that expectation of me, and that is not a problem with me whatsoever. All these little fucking soy boys are worrying about how everything's unfair and life's been dealing me a bad hand. Hey, I'll tell you something, man. Life deals everybody a bad damn hand sometimes, brother. You gotta get your ass up and work anyway. And now you have a bunch of these weak men saying discipline is toxic. I have never heard such bullshit in my life. Discipline being toxic? Good lord, what has happened to us? I'll go on TikTok. My wife's like, hey, look at this. I see this little ass broccoli boy head saying, oh my gosh, this today's society discipline is making me feel like I can't function as a human being. Man, shut your goddamn mouth. You want to know what your problem is, son? It looks like you've done had everything handed to you, and now you can't handle a little bit of pressure. Well, I'll tell you what, son, you need to have a little bit of pressure in your life, because if you don't got pressure, you're not ready. And if you're not ready, you're screwed. Let's talk about that for a second. Yes, a man does need pressure. You want to know why a man needs pressure? To keep his family safe. We are biologically wired like that. I don't know if you guys have forgotten about this or not, but we are biologically wired to handle pressure. And now we can't. It's without that challenge, without that drive, we lose our identity and we get frustrated. And that's why some of us are so lost. We're so lost because we've lost what it means to be a man. We've lost that inner drive to provide and protect and be wake up every day saying, yeah, I'm gonna handle it because I'm a fucking man. Men without struggle do not become peaceful. They become restless. And that is something I will say up and down until the day I die. But listen, I'm getting frustrated here. Let me master my emotions. I just get really passionate about this subject because I want the best for all of us. Not just for me. I want the best for all of us. You, me, your brother, all of us. Your nephew, your son, all of us. Real strength is showing up tired. Real strength is showing up anyway, despite the aches and the pains, despite the lower back pain that I deal with all the time. I'm still going to the gym every morning, 5 a.m. I will not lose my discipline. And see, when you start working on yourself as a man like this, your discipline's quiet. You don't need to be loud about it. Everybody will know. You don't have to brag about being real. Everybody's just going to know you're real. So if I were to look at that same broccoli head that I saw on TikTok, I'd only tell him a few things. If he asked me, "Hey Mike, how can I change my life to be more confident in myself so I don't got to walk around being scared all the time?" I'll tell you one thing here. I want you to wake up early. I want you to wake up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. and I want you to take a cold plunge, or I want you to do 20 push-ups. I want you to start there. And I don't want you to bitch out of it. I want you to start there. I want you to train even if you're tired. I don't care if you're running on 2 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep. God, even you're only running on 30 minutes of sleep. I've done it before. I got kids. I know what it's like to train when you're about to pass out. I know what it's like to train when you're about to go under and you can't even get yourself out of the depths. I'd tell you to stop numbing yourself. Because you numbing yourself with this social media and them jewel pods or whatever, man, that ain't going to help you. You know what's going to help you? Waking up early, doing whatever you got to do to improve yourself every single day. And these are things I'm going to teach my son. And you know what I'm going to teach my son first? One, discipline. Two, honor. You have to keep your word, not just to others, but to yourself. Because if you can't even keep your word to yourself, you ain't worth nothing. You'll see this on my channel. Strength over comfort. It's a filter for decisions, man. You don't got to use it for anything but that. You got something you're feeling a little bit shaky about? Strength over comfort. Why be comfortable when it's your job to be strong for your family? You don't need to be comfortable, brother. You got a family to provide and protect. You get comfortable at the end of the day, alright? Up until then, stay strong. And hey, man, I'm not going to sit here and preach too much. I've been where you're at before. I've been down and out. I've lost. I've lost a lot. But I've pulled myself out of that hole and I got out and I went back harder at it. I tell you what, every time you get knocked back down, you keep getting your ass back up because you're a fucking man and that's what you got to do, brother. I'm not trying to be a bad guy right here. I'm not trying to burst your bubble too much. All I'm saying is I want better for you and I'm passionate about it. I want you to do better. I want all of us to do better. I want men to be strong again. I guess to close this off, if you choose strength for long enough, comfort stops controlling you. And I truly believe that. If this hit, subscribe. This channel's for men who want clarity, not excuses.